Welcome to another episode of the Source One podcast. Consider us your resource for the latest in procurement, supply chain, and strategic sourcing news, anytime, anywhere. Over thousands of sourcing initiatives, our experts have learned that success depends on accurate and consistent systems for measuring data. Today, Source One's Jen Engel will discuss some of the fundamental metrics that can help procurement departments produce value savings across organizations. Let's get started.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Engel, and I'm a Senior Analyst at Source One Management Services. Today I'm going to discuss 5 procurement metrics that can create a large business impact when implemented across an organization. A universal truth in any business, despite size, industry, or strategic vision, is this: you can't measure what you don't know. It seems like a fairly simple observation, yet many companies today lack a basic metric tracking and reporting process. One contributing factor is the intimidation of finding a place to start. In a data-driven world filled with sophisticated metrics and dashboarding tools, it can seem like an investment just to get started. Fortunately, there are a few basic metrics that are fairly straightforward to implement and track, and the value they bring to the success and reputation of the procurement department is significant. The first metric of note is cost savings. There are many schools of thought around the most effective way to track cost savings. However, for a novice procurement department, the best approach is the simplest approach. Cost savings is a measure of the direct reduction in total cost of an item. This could be realized in the form of unit cost reduction, freight or ancillary cost reduction, or volume reduction related to a realized product efficiency. Cost savings is the backbone of calculating the efficiency of a procurement department. Without a measure of outputs, it is not possible to determine if the inputs are optimal. The second metric of note is cost avoidance. Cost avoidance is a close relative of cost savings. However, it requires a more forward-looking direction to calculate. Cost avoidance measures the cost increase that would have been incurred due to raw material price increases, supplier scheduled increases, or other market changes that is evaded by procurement through negotiation. In the case of cost avoidance, the total cost of ownership of the product remains stagnant, and the measure takes into consideration what the cost would have become without procurement intervention. As savings efforts within a procurement department continue over time, returns will diminish. Achieving year-over-year cost savings in a rising commodity market is nearly impossible. Cost avoidance takes these factors into consideration and connects the efforts of procurement to the current state of the market. The third metric of note is Procurement ROI. Simply put, procurement return on investment is the measure of the total cost of the procurement department in relation to realized cost savings or cost avoidance in a given time frame. Procurement ROI is the backbone of procurement value narrative within an organization. It is a direct measure of the success of the department and builds the business case for executive sponsorship and investment within the procurement space. A strong ROI encourages stakeholders to actively utilize the services of the department and eases resistance when collaborating on savings initiatives. The fourth metric of importance is spend under management. Spend under management is the total amount of spend that is influenced by procurement. There are multiple interpretations of spend under management, but a fairly straightforward approach is the percentage of overall spend that is categorized and actively managed by procurement through savings optimization. Spend under management is a great tool in building a procurement roadmap and forming metric goals. It gives direct insight into what is being influenced and where there is opportunity to further leverage additional spend across the organization. It also gives insight into the possible need for a spend management tool to increase visibility in spend categorization and filters the appropriate managerial parties within procurement. The final metric that I'll be discussing today is spend under contract. Spend under contract is a measure of total spend that is covered by an active contract in comparison to all potential contractable spend. Spend under contract is a good measure of procurement's ability to follow through with an implementation. It is also an important metric to measure as non-contracted pricing is subject to fluctuation, which can lead to savings leak. The greater the ratio of spend under contract, the more secure realized savings are, and the easier it will be to continue to audit price and service levels over the length of a supplier relationship. With these in place, the path to more sophisticated metrics will become less treacherous. You now have an understanding of what is being managed, how efficiently it is being managed, and the opportunity that lies ahead. There is also irrefutable proof that procurement is providing a valuable service and will encourage future support and collaboration across the organization.
Thanks for tuning in to the latest episode of the Source One podcast. Make sure to visit us online at www.sourceoneinc.com to learn more about our sourcing services. For daily insights from our procurement and strategic sourcing experts, check out our blog, The Strategic Sorcerer. Want to provide feedback or suggest a topic for a future podcast? Send us an email at prrequest@sourceoneinc.com to let us know. Thanks for listening.